stargazing a lot. Like when I look up at the stars, like if you look close enough, you can see like these lines, and I don't know why those lines are there, but I always thought maybe it's like aliens connecting from star to star. Like I feel like every star could be like a planet, or like even like the galaxy. It's very interesting to even think about. We're in 1/1000th of part of the galaxy, I believe. And we're in the Milky Way, and there's billions of galaxies, which means there's got to be multiple of Earths, but humans aren't living on it. So we're probably like a test. I would say we're kind of like test dummies to see how either good or bad we do. But there's definitely got to be aliens. Like there's this dude named Bob Lazar, and he worked.
I've heard of that guy. Yeah.
He worked for what's it called? It's like they basically take outer world things, like if they find alien shit, and then they study it. Area 51. He worked at Area 51 in the 1980s, and he released documents of these things that they were studying in the 1980s or 1970s, but it was like they would try to figure out propulsion and like because the CIA released videos, the Pentagon released videos of these things that looked like pills, kind of like the hydro flask, that were flying around. And usually planes, for instance, they turn slowly. You know, we can't like. But it's basically like in the 1980s they were trying to do propulsion, which is very hard to get into. I'm not a scientist, I'm not an expert, but these things are moving around so fast in ways that we can't. We don't have technology for it. So if you look it up, like UFO sightings or like what the Pentagon released, it's just these little things moving from 350 or 200 or 20,000 feet in the air to like in the water or like right above the water in the splits of a second. So I mean, if you don't think aliens are real, I don't blame you, but I also think that aliens are, because there's not just random ass videos of those things can't really be edited nowadays, especially like if they have it on like a monitor of like a jet. Like most of the sightings are from jets from like 30,000 feet in the air. So I think aliens have to be real, especially because there's more sightings. Like back then, I feel like there was more sightings than usual now. Like sightings are really hard to find, probably because there's cameras and technology. And you know, like maybe they know that we have this kind of technology. But Bob Lazar released like documents of all these things saying like they were working on that in the 1980s. Like imagine what the technology they have now. Like if they're working on propulsion and they have a UFO that crashed and tried working on it and rebuilding it, then what do they have now that we don't know about? It's like they have to have something that's very close to like a UFO.